Okay, class, picking up where we left off at. We already did A in the previous video. We're about to do B and C. And I moved this down a little bit on my screen so I will have more room to write out these answers and show this process. Okay, now we have A union B in parentheses intersect A union C. So this is what I would suggest you do. First, let's do A union B. Let's do the set of A union B. Now we know whenever we're dealing with union, we will write all the elements in both sets and the repeaters we will only write once. If you notice here, 1, 2, and 3 repeats in both sets. So let's write those once. And then we will have 4, 5, 6, and also 8. Now that took care of A union B. Now we need to do A union C. Now we look here at A union C. We have repeaters 2, 3, and 4. So we will write out 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we will have 5, 6, 7. Now remember, we want to take A union B and intersect it with A union C. Now if we look here, remember, when we intersect, we only intersect those elements that are exactly the same. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that is your final answer for B. Now we come here to C. We have A intersect B union C complement. Now this is what we should do. Let's take all the elements of B. The elements of B are 1, 2, 3, 6, 8. Then we would take the elements of C complement. Now C complement are all the values that are not contained in C. So we would need to go to the universal set. We have 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. So C complement is actually 1, 5, 8, and also 9. Now we want to do B union C complement. So let's do that. We will have B union C complement. Now when we look here, we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9. Now that will be our B union C complement. Now we want to list our elements for A. The elements for A, which we still have written here, would be, well actually, let's scroll up. A is 1 through 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, we need to take A intersect B union C complement. Now we have all the elements here and all of the values that match we will put in our final answer. We have 1, 2, 3, and 5. And that will be our final answer. Okay, class, for our next set of examples, we're going to use the same information we used to complete the previous examples, with our universal set being 1 through 9, set A being 1 through 5, set B 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, set C 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Now, we constructed I constructed a Venn diagram, which I need you to construct in your notes. And first we have A, B, and C. And we have this broken up into regions. 1, 2, 3 This would be 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is region 8. Now we put in the numbers. Now we know in A we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but this has to be listed correctly because remember we have intersection points. Now if you look here with A and B, only A and B has 1. So where A and B intersect, that would be 1. Now we look here at the number 2. A, B, and C has 2. So we will put 2 here. And then A, B, and C also has 3. We will put 3 here. And then we look at 4. 4 is contained in A and C. This is where A and C intersect at, so we put 4. And then we look here at 5. 5 is only contained in A. And then we look here at the number 6 is contained in B and C, which is here. And then finally, 8 is contained here in just B, and 7 is contained in just C. And then 9 is part of your universal set. And we list these numbers here, the regions. This is region 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, we're going to use this in order to answer the questions that we have here. It says here, some questions to answer using the above Venn diagram. What regions represent set C? Now, if we look at set C, look at all the regions that are contained in set C. We have region 4, 5, 6, and finally 7. These are all the regions represented in set C. Now it says here, what regions represent A intersect B? So we need to see where A and B intersect at. It only intersects, well actually it intersects at 2 and also 5. So we write that down also. Region 2, region 5. Now, what regions represent A union B? So that means we have all of A and all of B. Now, if you notice here, it's all of the sets except for 7 and 8. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and also 6. Now, what regions represent the complement of B? So what we would need to do, we need to get all of the regions that don't have B involved in it, which would be 1, 4, 7, and 8. Now, that takes care of these 4 questions. Now we need to move down. What we have here, we have the solutions. Now these solutions were pre-written out, but I thought it would be best if we went over it ourselves. So we can look here, and we have all of the solutions typed out as well. Okay, example. Construct a Venn diagram illustrating. We have basically the universal set is A through I. Then we have set A as A, E, I, H, set B, B, C, E, F, H, I, set C, E, F, G. Now we want to construct a Venn diagram. Now let's go through and construct a Venn diagram using this illustration here. Okay, the first thing we know that this is going to be our U. And this will be A, B, and also C. Now we have to list these regions. Now we could use the same color ink. Let's just do that. This will be region 1, region 2, region 3, region 4, region 5, region 6, region 7, and finally region 8. Now we listed our regions. Now what we want to do, we want to list these in their proper places. Now we look here at A, B, and C. A is only contained in A. Now we look here at our E's. If we look at E here, E is contained in A, B, and C. So the region that has A, B, and C is region 5. So we know E will be there. And then also, let's take a look at H. No. So E is the only value that's in all three regions. Okay, now for some reason this E keeps disappearing, but you know that that is supposed to be an E here in region 5. So please make note of that. Now we go here. Let's go to the next letter. Let's take a look at I. I is in both A and B. So we look here where A and B, and we put in I. Now we look here at H. H is in A and B as well. So we also have H and also region 2. So it's H and I in region 2. So now that takes care of all of A. Now we look here. We have B. B only goes in B. Now we have C. C only goes in B. Now we have E. We already listed E even though it disappeared. We have E here. And then we look at F. F is in B and C. So B and C, this would be F. And then we look at H. We already listed H and we listed I. So that takes care of B. Now we go to C. We already have E and F is already listed. So now we look at G. G is exclusive to C. Now we look here. Let's look at all of our letters. We have A, B, C. We don't have D, so D goes here. We have E, F, G, H, I. Yes, so D will be in region 8. Now, so now we have our constructive Venn diagram. Now we scroll down. It says Venn diagrams with 3 sets. Now if you notice here, we got the universal set. We have A, B, and this is C. And we have listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then this area here would be 8, even though it's not listed. So we would need to list that. That would be 8. Now the region shown in dark blue, region 5. This gives a vivid explanation of each of the regions, which you can read at your leisure. Now, we want to come down here to the example. It says use the Venn diagram to find A. Now, if we look here, what would be easier to find A? We could just write down all the values of A. All the values of A, we can number. We don't necessarily have to number them in order, but we could just, we have 11, 3, 6, 5, 7, and also 12. That is A. Now, our next step is we will have A union B. Now, A union B is basically all the values that's contained in A and B here. So, now I took the liberty of listing all of the elements for A union B. We know it will include all the elements of A and then all of the elements that's still in B that's not overlapping with A, which is 1, 2, 10, and 9. And this is it for A union B.